Hi everybody and welcome to the only channel on YouTube. Yes, you heard that correct. We are starting the second season of the My Team Career as 5 Red Lights are out. And away we go. We've qualified P7 as we don't have the best initial start. As you can see, Carlos Sainz catching up, but now going up the gears, we're catching up very much indeed as we are, we're squeezed off by the Renaults. We have a bit of contact with Daniel Ricciardo. Lando Norris getting a very bad exit, so we're just going to overtake him very quickly indeed. We're also going to try to shut him off so that he cannot re-overtake us. But now the Renaults are having a lovely side-by-side little battle. Absolutely beautiful to watch. Esteban Ocon squeezed off onto the curb, and he gets a very bad exit there. So now we're going to see if we can overtake him. Can we make it work as we have to brake early? Esteban Ocon brakes much later, but we make the switchback work. So much hecticity going on. What? Come on, Ocon. That was very silly of you indeed. And moving on to lap 2, we have still got P5. Esteban Ocon hasn't overtaken us, which is great, because while Esteban Ocon looks pretty good in P5, I think he's much more at home in P6, and I'd very much appreciate if he would stay there. But unfortunately, he gets a much better exit than us, and he's about to disobey me. He's going to see if he can go around the outside. We're going to brake much later, but we go deep. He's got the position, which is really not good for us at all. We have a purple second sector, but that's not going to do it. We are behind Esteban Ocon. We do not yet have DRS. We're going to have to try to wait yet another lap to be close to a car that is way faster than us before there's DRS, and by that point we could be attacked by Norris. So I'm very unhappy about what is going on, as DRS will be enabled this lap. However, I do not have DRS. But we will see if we can wait at second sector if that happens. But now we do have DRS. On to lap 3, we have managed to stay within 1 second of Esteban Ocon. On to lap 5, we're still behind Esteban Ocon. We've been doing so much catching up, but now we are going to see if we can finally overtake him. Can we do it? We're side by side. There's a bit of contact. We get the position. That is ours now. That is fantastic. And we are back into P5. As we go on the grass, actually, which is not going to help us whatsoever, and we get a terrible line through there. That's really not going to help us. Esteban Ocon gets a much better exit than us. He's going to see if he can go down the inside. He is going to try, but we do brake later, but we have to give him the room, but we're going to hang it around the outside. We will keep the position. So much battling going on with Esteban Ocon. The problem is that while in Season 1 we ended up winning because of all the safety car madness going on, our car is actually worse than it was at the end of Season 1. We had to, we weren't able to develop all the upgrades for the aerodynamics side, as Esteban Ocon is going to try to overtake us. We're not going to let him. We're not. I mean, why would he? Just stay away, please. Please. Anyways, it seems that we have got the position. He's still going to try to go around the outside, but once again, we are going to deny him that opportunity. We go wide, but he's not close enough to overtake us, so we still have that position, thankfully, but he is getting very close indeed. As once again we go deep, that's going to mess up our exit even more, as this time he's much closer to us, as now he gets by easily. We also have to make sure that Lando Norris doesn't get us. We're still going to try to overtake. Halfway off of the track, we get the position. That was very crazy. There was very little room for us. We had to go halfway off the track to make it work, and now we're going to see if we are going to pit in. Yeah, we are going to pit in, because it just makes sense. As well, I have seen smoother pit entrances, I'm going to be honest, but thankfully we had no damage. That was very strange indeed. Now Esteban Ocon, I believe, is continuing for another lap, so hopefully things don't go wrong here, but this is where everything could go very wrong indeed, as at the end of lap 8 our teammate Charles Leclerc is pitting in. Now the thing is with Charles Leclerc, when we got him he was 89% rated, but while Ferrari's R&D isn't too great, their facilities are much better than ours, and so now we've got a much worse Charles Leclerc than I thought we were getting. So unfortunately he had a bit of a tough time qualified P13 while we qualified P7, so we are going to really have to focus a lot more on those facility upgrades to get him to be as good and even better than he was at Ferrari, because we were hoping to get someone who would really push us, but unfortunately, because we don't have the facilities, he hasn't yet. But we are going to see as we're riding along for a full lap, just sped up, and as you can see, we're taking that actually pretty well indeed, but we are not catching up to Daniel Ricciardo. You can just see that we catch up in the second sector, a bit in the first, but in the third sector we lose so much time to Daniel Ricciardo. It's really not helping us out whatsoever, but the one good thing is that we have got Esteban Ocon at bay. Unfortunately, once again, just as I say that, we mess up our exit. Esteban Ocon not far behind us, but we're still in P5, we're just hanging on. He's going to yet again overtake us. We have a bit of contact, thankfully no damage. That was very close to being very unfortunate indeed. We're just going to have to wait behind him now and try to get him in the DRS zone. So yeah, we just have to be patient because the DRS zone is coming up right ahead as we're actually pushing him through though, as he breaks very early indeed. Thankfully, yet again, no damage, but so much stuff going on today with Esteban Ocon. We have been battling for the entirety of the race, as it is the third to last lap now, as Sergio Perez is going to retire from the Grand Prix with a mechanical failure. Unfortunately, it's so close to the end that there is no safety cars. Now we're going on to the second to last lap of the race, and our tires are still doing pretty well, but our fronts are getting little by little more and more worn. And so we're just going to try to still keep Esteban Ocon away from overtaking us because his tires are fresher. But we do have a purple Sector 1 that is helping us so much. But our gap to Daniel Ricciardo is now 10 seconds as there's yet another yellow flag. But it's no one different. It's still just Sergio Perez, which is a shame. I was hoping that somebody up ahead of us did DNF and then we'd be promoted yet another position. But unfortunately no, which is fine, I suppose, but we're going to round the final corner to move on to the last lap of the race. And we've actually got a second gap to Esteban Ocon. He's still going to have DRS because he was within 1 second when we were in the DRS detection zone. But we are doing a very good job at keeping him behind us. Meanwhile, Lando Norris overtaking somebody who... Unfortunately, Lando Norris is not going to be able to challenge Esteban Ocon. I would have really liked if somebody would be pestering Esteban Ocon. That would be helping out me very much indeed. But unfortunately, there is nobody to keep Esteban Ocon away from me but me. We get a purple Sector 1. Then we completely mess up that corner. Lewis Hamilton wins the first race of the season, but we are going to have the position P5. Unfortunately, we mess up our exit once again. Surprise. Esteban Ocon has got DRS, but we've got P5. We have got that very well indeed. What a race. Not as chaotic as the first race in Season 1, not at all, but not a bad race at all. Daniel Ricciardo, driver of the day, finished P4. I am interested to see where he started. I think he started right ahead of us, so about P6. But there is Lewis Hamilton, who just won the Grand Prix. Max Verstappen dividing the two Mercedes, as he did many times in the actual 2020 season. And this is, well, it's, we won our first ever championship, but things are harder already from the offset because there hasn't been an as crazy season opener. So I don't know if we'll actually be able to win our second championship, even though we won the championship in our first season. But there's Daniel Ricciardo. He did start just ahead of us. Yeah, Lewis Hamilton, fastest lap. We actually had we were quite fast actually, only a tenth behind Lewis Hamilton's fastest lap. So that's a lot of strange things going on. In the standings, yep, we are P5. Unfortunately, Charles Leclerc not doing too great. In the Constructors' Championship, let's see, we are P4 in the championship. Mercedes leading by quite a lot. So see you guys the next race. Goodbye.